Split in the matches on the weekend, lost in 5 against Wayne on Friday, and then a straight sets bounce back victory the next day against Saginaw Valley. Uh, what was your biggest takeaway from that Wayne match? Because we talked about the block, that was at time troublesome for the Cats, but at the same time we also talked about how important serving them well was going to be, and that was a huge area where the Cats I thought did really well.
Yeah. Takeaways from the Wayne match. Can't let opportunities get away. Second set, we beat them to 20. Fourth set, we beat them to 23. Fifth set, we were up 8-3 at one point, and then beat them to 14 and beat them to 15. So you're talking about a couple opportunities. If we take advantage of any of them, we win the match, potentially in straight sets. Um, saying we beat them to 20, there's a lot of volleyball left from 20 to 25, but beating them to 23 in the fourth set, I think we let that get away. And then, yeah, in the fifth set, I mean, and Wayne State did good things. Like it's hard to be too upset when your opponent really earned it. And that's the one thing I say in pretty much every huddle, every meeting is make your opponent earn it. And they did. I mean, they got 2 blocks to end the match, and just the way they deflected off the block was unfortunate because we were in coverage, ready to get the ball if it did get blocked. And um, but yeah, I mean, we our outsides did great. I thought Jackie and Lizzie had really phenomenal matches. I thought we served really tough, um, and so is it eating at me? Yeah. Is it going to eat at me for a long time? Yeah, probably. Um, but the way we responded on Saturday is something that I'm really happy about. I was never comfortable all day on Saturday. I was nervous about how we were going to respond. Tried not to show the team that too much, but they had really good attitudes right from the get go Saturday morning and all the way through the match. Serving again was a huge strength on Saturday. One person that doesn't get enough credit on our team is Maddie Crowley. She goes back there, plays 3 rotations every single match, gives Lizzie Stark a break, serves super tough, super steady in serve receive, really good, consistent defense. And, I thought her in particular, and then Kaylee Barlage really were huge impacts from the service line, and then just the little things that they do that maybe don't get noticed all the time because they just go back there and play defense for 3 rotations. So I was really proud of those two.
And another thing that really stood out to me from the weekend is it felt like, and now granted I wasn't there to see the first set on Saturday or the very beginning of the second set, but it felt like the Cats were starting off their sets a bit stronger this weekend and making more of an emphasis, especially on Saturday, to get out there. Would you kind of agree with that? Did you see that at all?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's undeniable. Just looking at the scoreboard, right? We try not to look at it, but even from a mental approach standpoint, it felt like we were a little bit. I use the word urgency a lot. Like play with urgency right out of the gate, right? Don't, we tend to like to feel it out. Like let's see how hard we have to work to find success, as opposed to saying let's work as hard as we possibly can 100% of the time. And so that's a learning curve that we've been going through. And you saw like glimmers of that transition happening where we are playing with that urgency. Was it perfect? No, it wasn't. But strides, right? And any progress, however small, should be celebrated, and we should acknowledge it, right? Not be satisfied with it, because every team's trying to get better every single day, and the goal is to how fast can you get better, right? And I'm super excited for this weekend for our teams to see where we're gonna stack up against them. But that was something that we look back on, and we're really pleased with how our team was. Even that fifth set against Wayne, I mean, we came out guns blazing. Didn't finish, but part of our goal was to be better in the start. And even though we lost the set, you can't deny that that was a better start.
So then, like you said, Coach, really excited for this weekend. The Midwest region crossover, Missouri, St. Louis, Northwood. You get a chance to go out of conference, play some tough teams. What do you want the biggest takeaway from this weekend for your team to be?
Winning. uh, I mean, it's funny, but it's kind of true. We're at that point in the season now, where we're trying to make the national tournament. You want an at-large bid, you gotta win against opponents. The whole reason for this tournament is to decide who the best teams in our region are, and so moral victories are not something that we're going into this weekend looking for. We're looking for wins on the scoreboard. Missouri St. Louis is a great team. We played them a couple years ago. Ryan, their coach, is a great guy. I actually texted him as soon as I found out, and it's really excited to play you. And then, I mean, they've been in the national tournament pretty regularly. They're a good team. And then Northwood, I mean, we know Northwood. And again, same thing. I texted their coach and just said, hey, excited to play you. And Northwood is kind of having an up and down year. They went 5 with Hillsdale, is one of the better teams in our region. They're beating some teams, so we're going to have our hands full. But winning is important. And if you win on day 1, it gives you a better matchup on day 2. You want to play the best teams in our region, and based on how your results are, is who you get matched up with day 2 for your last match of the crossover. And so we want to be in a position where we're playing really good competition on Saturday, because that not only helps us, but also means we took care of business on Friday. So we're going into the weekend hoping to find our strengths, continue to play to those, and then find our weaknesses and start to make those better, more manageable throughout a match.